Joaquin Buckley did the damn thing for us last time around as he knocks out Stephen Wonderboy Thompson in the third round of their matchup back at UFC 307, cashing as a minus 200 lock of the night play for us. Unfortunately for ACA, we had to rip up our ticket there as Davi Hamosh lost by split decision to Mohamed Kokov in a matchup that I thought he should have won. You know, it was a split decision loss. I thought it was a fight that he was clearly controlling. I thought it was a fight that he, I think, won the second and third rounds without much issue. But 3 of the 5 judges did not end up seeing it that way. So that now brings our yearly lock of the day record to 72 and 36 for plus 11.97 units and a 2% ROI. Again, we're in the green, but not anywhere near where I'd like to be as we're closing into the end of the year with roughly about 2.5 months of events left to go. A reminder, OKTAGON 62 goes down this weekend, Saturday afternoon as an appetizer to UFC Vegas 98. I'll have written breakdowns for that on the Lock of the Night Patreon page. And that's where you'll also be able to find which of these Lock of the Night candidates I actually ended up trusting to be my Lock of the Night play. And hopefully they're able to cash for us and we can get another dub on the record. Once again, check out the MMA LOTN Patreon page, link in the description below. All right, let's get right into it. Top 3 Lock of the Night candidates. First one up, Clayton Carpenter coming in at minus 200, going up against Lucas Rocha. I think that Carpenter is the better grappler here, better wrestler, and that's ultimately where he should be able to keep Rocha in bad positions. Rocha has a decent striking game where he utilizes a lot of pressure and a lot of leg kicks to stay active, but it's ultimately his defensive grappling that has gotten him in trouble in the past. Now, he has an impressive 17-1 record, but that doesn't mean that he hasn't faced adversity in those matchups and has yet to come up against somebody that's going to be able to utilize that grapple-heavy approach for an extended period of time, keep him in those bad spots and defeat him. Davey Betancourt on the Contender series was able to control the first round with his grappling, ultimately walked into a knee in the opening seconds of the second round, and his second last opponent had some good grappling success throughout that matchup, but gassed out in the third round, allowing Rocha to land enough damage to win that fight on the scorecards. But I think Carpenter has good enough cardio here and a good enough wrestling and control game to keep Rocha in those bad spots, and I think he'll be able to get the back of him consistently and eventually find that, I don't think he'll be able to finish him, but I think he'll be able to control long enough and land some good damage from there that once this fight hits the scorecards, he should be able to get his hand raised by decision. So Carpenter will be the first Lock of the Night candidate. The second Lock of the Night candidate is going to be Ramazanbek Temurov coming in at minus 310 against CJ Vergara. Now, it's a little bit chalky, but I do think that this is a spot where he should be the better version of CJ. I think that Temurov, explosive, powerful, fast striker, utilizes a lot of lateral movement to cut angles and eventually crash the pocket to land his big damage. And I think Vergara is going to be a little bit too slow and lack the power to compete with a guy like Temurov. We might see some positions exchanged back and forth early with the striking, with both guys having a little bit of success. But as Temurov continues to land his big power, I think it's just inevitable that he eventually lands that big shot to put Vergara away. So give me Temurov and Temurov by knockout, but moneyline minus 310, a little bit chalky, but I feel like there's a big enough gap in skill here that's worth that spot as a potential Lock of the Night candidate. The third and final Lock of the Night candidate is going to be Daniel D-Rod Rodriguez coming in at minus 200 as he goes up against Alex Morono. Now, this is a matchup that I believe will largely take place in the striking realm, but I think that Rodriguez has the advantages from a technical standpoint. Morono moves well with his footwork, but he leaves a little bit wide of a guard in his stance, which will allow Rodriguez to hit him down the pipe, often landing combinations and landing the bigger and better shots. Rodriguez has kind of slowed down as of late, especially with the losing streak that he's currently on, but I don't think that Morono presents the type of issues that his past opponents have, which should allow Rodriguez to put on a classic Rodriguez performance. Look for him to dictate the pace, utilize solid footwork and good countering to deal with the activity level that we normally see from Morono, landing the better shots and ultimately winning this fight on the scorecards and hopefully cashing as a Lock of the Night candidate, which is why he's number 3. Which of these 3 did I end up going with? Check the MMA LOTN Patreon page as I've already posted it for the guys over there. So if you want to get in on that, check the link in the description below. Otherwise, I'll see you guys later today for the top 3 Dog of the Night candidates.